Next to Australia were the Indigenous. Senator Lidia Thorpe shouted anti-colonial slogans at King Charles after he delivered a speech to lawmakers and other dignitaries during a reception at Australia's. Well, Angela Mullard is a royal commentator in Sydney and told us more about Senator Lidia Thorpe.
Lydia Slater is a renowned controversial politician. In Australia she's been involved in multiple skirmishes and she fights you no hard on behalf of Indigenous rights in this country. Whether or not she represents the thoughts and feelings of people on the street, I wouldn't say she does. She's renowned for this, as I say, behavior. I think there'll be a lot of Australians that are very disappointed about this today, because of course this was the day when our state and territory leaders were supposed to meet with the king and they haven't done that. So I think if you were to take the feeling on the street, people would be very disappointed by Senator Thorpe's behavior. I think people in Australia are really keen on seeing the king. They want to come out. They're very supportive. In fact, in Australia we thought that when the late Queen Elizabeth died that would be the end of our relationship with the monarchy and that we would take the steps towards republicanism fairly promptly. That has not been the case. In fact, the ministry that was set up to organize the republic was disbanded in July because there is no interest from the public. In fact, polls are showing that we are more keen on a constitutional monarchy right now than we were back in 1999 when we held our last referendum on the street. People are out there, they want to see the king, and I think the fact that the monarch and of course the Princess of Wales have been dealing with their cancer bells has made the monarchy more relatable to people on the street in Australia.
And that was the royal commentator Angela Mullard there. Well, our Australia correspondent Kay Watson is in Canberra and SP to Lidia Thorpe following her protest.
Lidia Thorpe is very much, as we heard, they're known for being very outspoken, speaking really to, for many people who feel that colonialism, British colonialism, has had a huge impact on people here, and that trauma is still being carried by First Nations people. She doesn't speak for everyone, but certainly reflects a view that is shared by many now. She had turned her back during when people inside Parliament House behind me were singing "God Save the King." And after that she started shouting, was removed very quickly by Australian police, and on her way out I managed to ask her what she had done and why.
I wanted to send a clear message to the King of England that he's not the king of this country. He's not my king. He is not sovereign. We are sovereign. To be sovereign you have to be of the land. He's not of this land. We have been demanding a treaty for decades and decades. There is a sophisticated genocide going on against my people. We have almost 24,000 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children that have been taken from their families. We have over 600 deaths in custody with not one officer ever being held accountable or responsible. We have the rape and pillage of our water, of our land. We have mass incarceration and mass suicide rates in this country. How can he stand up there and say that he's the king of our country? He's stolen so much wealth from our people and from our land, and he needs to give that back, and he needs to entertain a conversation for a peace treaty in this country. We can lead that, we can do that, we can be a better country, but we cannot bow to the colonizer whose ancestors he spoke about, and they are responsible for mass murder and mass genocide.
And Ty, do you think this incident will overshadow the King's trip?
I don't think so. I mean, outside Parliament House today we saw hundreds and hundreds of people queuing from quite early in the morning, in the searing heat here in CRA, because they wanted to catch a glimpse of the RO couple shake the King and Queen's hand. So there are plenty of people here in Australia who feel strongly that the king is their king as much as he's the British king. I also clear really that the royal family will have seen this before. It's not the first time this sort of thing has happened, and I'm sure that they're prepared for that. So I think this tour will carry on, and this will be just just one aspect of what will be a short but very packed schedule for the next day here in Australia, and then moving on to Samoa. Thanks for watching this video.